So, hi guys, just wanted to introduce you to a couple of engineers on the Google Gears for Mobile project to kind of talk about what was actually going on, some of the history of the project and stuff like that. So could you introduce yourselves to the community?
Sure. I'm Dave Burke. I'm an engineering manager based in Google London, working on some mobile projects, including Gears for Mobile.
And I'm Andrei, Popescu, an engineer working on Google Gears for Mobile.
Great. So yeah, the London office has been building mobile apps for quite some time. How do you guys end up going the route of doing this Gears for Mobile?
Right. So from experience, we've noticed that developing native clients for the Google properties is usually a very time-consuming and complicated operation. So the code base tends to be quite large, and maintaining it while trying to compile it with 4 or 5 different compilers is a lot of work and requires a lot of expertise. So as we actually also believe that in the future, web will become the primary platform for delivering mobile applications. And this means a shift from the current paradigm when everybody is writing native clients to the paradigm where people are developing mobile applications using the web technologies. And we've noticed that mobile browsers nowadays are becoming more powerful and more compliant with web standards. So we thought that they might be the perfect engine for running these web applications, these mobile web applications. And we thought that Gears would be a perfect technology to port to mobile, to these mobile browsers, because it already provides a set of web APIs that have some tractions out there on the web, and that they also make a lot of sense on mobile.
So how do these Gears APIs, how do you actually get the implementations to work on these like little devices? Was that really hard? Did you have to like fork the code base and do crazy things, or was it actually not so bad? Or?
Well, we didn't know what to expect when we started, but it turned out that it was a bit easier than we thought. We started with Windows Mobile, and at the end, at this point, we haven't really forked the code base at all. It's just that we've tweaked it in various places to accommodate the changes needed to make it work on Windows Mobile. But overall, it was a quite surprisingly, let's say, pleasant experience. So yeah, it wasn't such a huge diversion from the current code base. I think it's more or less the same.
One of the things we find is that some of the concepts or functionality in Gears, such as the database, translates very well to a mobile device, because a lot of high-end mobile devices already come with a relational database, a small compact database, and that's exactly what comes with Gears. Gears ships with SQLite, which is a small database, and so actually porting it to mobile is quite a natural step to make.
Yeah, how do you think Gears is going to fit in the mobile world? Like on the desktop world, everyone thinks of the whole like when I get on a plane, that's when I use it. Yeah. But on the mobile world, you've got different latency issues. How do you think it's going to? Do you think it's going to make a lot of sense to do this stuff on the mobile world?
I think to us it makes even more sense in the mobile world. If you look at the current APIs that are part of Gears and you take them one by one, you'll see that, for instance, starting with the local server, you'll see that a mobile device suffers a lot more from connectivity problems than a laptop, for instance, or a desktop computer. Especially in cities like London, you often have connectivity problems. So there it's quite important to have offline capabilities. Then also, as you said earlier, the mobile devices themselves are a bit less powerful nowadays than normal workstations. So having worker pool capabilities where you can do a lot of computationally intensive tasks in the background makes a lot of sense to free up the main UI in your browser. And if you look at database as well, that's also an API that, as Dave said, it is present on some devices already, but it's deeply buried under some complicated C++ APIs. We just make it now available to the web developers through a really simple JavaScript APIs. They can store state in their applications quite easily. So I think it makes a lot of sense on mobile.
I think also another aspect that Gears enables is latency hiding, because on a mobile, the network round trip can be quite expensive in terms of latency. And so having offline storage allows you to bring the data over once and be able to do a lot of latency hiding techniques on the device itself.
So you think people architect their apps where they're doing a lot of kind of background going out, getting data, but the actual UI is working on the local data?
Correct, right. And then also, there's a lot of applications where you come out and you come back in and you still want that data to be there reliably. So take a mail application, for example. You might want to have your inbox always persistent, so when you go back into the application, you don't want to download all those messages again. It'd be nicer to have them already in the store so that you can have random access to them.
Yeah, I'd love to sit in the tube and kind of go through my email like this and watching everyone else sitting there frustrated, not able to do anything but read the paper.
Yeah.
So I'm a web developer. I've been kind of scared off by the whole pain of building these apps on cell phones in the past. So I come to it now. What's the experience like actually developing? We talk about Windows Mobile because that's what we've released here. How do you actually debug these things, develop for them, etc.?
Yeah, so I think there are two aspects to this. One of them is developing the business logic of your application. And if you're using Gears and JavaScript, you should expect that the APIs themselves are 100% compatible with what is out there on the desktop. So for that purpose, you can actually use the advanced debugging tools you have in Firefox, such as Firebug, and develop that logic on desktop. And the other aspect is the UI, and here I'm afraid that the capabilities, the development debugging capabilities you have for IE Mobile aren't really as advanced as what you have on the desktop. However, we do plan to publish a set of design guidelines and gotchas and things like that on the public Gears website that would hopefully help developers port their UIs to IE Mobile.
Great. So we've got obviously the Android platform, which is focused, the SDK-wise on Java development for building these rich apps. Where does Gears for Mobile fit in with Android?
Well, I think Android is a developer platform. It's supposed to make the development of mobile applications easier. And I think that's where we fit in. We're just another tool that we offer to the developers out there to build applications. So I think it fits the whole platform very well. Besides, they do have a very good, or we do have a very good web browser based on WebKit, and the combination of Gears plus WebKit, I think, will make an extremely powerful application platform.
Yeah, I think it's very good to have a mobile platform like Android that caters for different communities of developers. So it caters for the Java developers as well as the web developers out there.
Do you guys have any final thoughts on the future of Gears for Mobile?
Well, I think it's I think the adage here is innovate and iterate. So we're going to try to innovate, come up with some new APIs, and invariably we'll find that there's problems in that. The way we're going to tease out a good API design is by building real applications on top of that, and then iterate and improve the APIs.
Great. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Cheers.